Aladdin and the Magic Lamp. Many years ago, there lived a widow and her only son named Aladdin. One day, as Aladdin was walking through the park, a man approached him and said, "Good morning, Aladdin. Don't let it surprise you that I know your name. I come from far away in search of my brother's son. My brother died years ago, but when I saw you, I was shocked because you look so much like him. You're the son of Ali, aren't you?" "Yes, I am," replied Aladdin. "Well, great. I've traveled here to meet you and your mother with the intention of helping you with everything that I can. I left all my things at my friend's house on the outskirts of town. Come with me so we can collect everything." They walked for a long time until they arrived at a place where there were no houses. Aladdin, who was very surprised at everything that was happening, was absolutely taken aback when he heard the man say a few magic words. Om Mani Padme Hum Shanti Guru Deva. Out of nowhere, there was a big roar. A large ditch opened up in the ground, and Aladdin's uncle said, "Since you are young and strong, do me a favor. Go down into this cave, and inside you will find an old copper lamp. Bring it up to me, and since you're doing this favor for me, take this ring in exchange for your efforts." "Thank you, uncle. I will do what you ask of me." Aladdin went down into the cave and got the lamp, but when he tried to get out, he could not find an exit. Completely distressed, Aladdin yelled, "Uncle, please open up! Hey, uncle, listen to me! The entrance is closed!" But the man who pretended to be Aladdin's uncle was actually the dark wizard, and he had already left, and he didn't hear Aladdin's cries. "What am I going to do now? Who's going to help me out of here? And who could that man be? Why would he give me this ring? And what could this lamp be?" While asking these questions, he rubbed the lamp by accident, and suddenly the whole cave was lit up by an intense bright light, and an enormous genie appeared in front of Aladdin and said, "I am the genie of 2 dwellings. I don't mind living in a lamp or in a ring, because I can be in them both. Make a wish, anything you desire. Your wish is my command. Say whatever you want." "I want to go home and bring some of this treasure that I see lying around here with me, because my mom and I are poor." As soon as Aladdin said that, he found himself in his house, with jewels in one pocket and the lamp in the other. When he calmed down, he told his mother everything that had happened. She advised him not to be too ambitious, and to only ask the genie in the lamp and the ring for things that he absolutely needed. This seemed reasonable to Aladdin. Time passed, and there were many parades on the streets of the city because of the royal festivals. The king's daughter was there at many of the festivals, and every time Aladdin saw her, he fell deeper in love with her. He immediately ran back to his house to tell his mother. "Mother, this is the happiest day of my life. I just saw the girl that I want to marry." "I will go to the Sultan and ask for his daughter Halima's hand in marriage," said his mother. Since it was the custom to bring a present to the Sultan, they asked the genie for a chest full of beautiful jewels. Even though the Sultan was very impressed with the gift, he still asked, "How can I know that your son is rich enough to look after the well-being of my daughter? Tell Aladdin, to demonstrate his riches, he should send me 40 purebred horses, loaded with 40 chests full of precious stones, and 40 warriors to escort them." Immediately, Aladdin thought about the genie in the lamp, and as usual, the genie smiled and immediately granted his wish. 40 prancing horses appeared, with 40 chests full of sapphires and emeralds, and waiting patiently for Aladdin's orders were 40 riders dressed in white turbans. They got on the horses as Aladdin ordered, "To the Sultan's palace!" The Sultan was pleased with the magnificent gifts and realized the young man was determined to obtain his daughter's hand in marriage. Just a few months later, Aladdin and Halima got married, and the young Aladdin built a beautiful palace of his own, with the genie's help, of course, right next to the Sultan's. The Sultan felt very proud of his son-in-law, and Halima loved her thoughtful and generous new husband. But the couple's happiness was interrupted one day when the dark wizard returned to the city disguised as a merchant. "Exchange old lamps for new one," he proclaimed. And without knowing what he was doing, one of Aladdin's servants sold the lamp to the man. "Ha! That silly servant sold me the lamp, and now I'm going to transport the princess, the palace, and all of Aladdin's possessions to a place very far away. So when Aladdin gets back, he's not going to be able to find anything. I'm so bad." And with that, he rubbed the lamp and gave the genie his orders. When Aladdin returned from hunting, he couldn't find his wife or his palace, and the king was very sad because of the disappearance of his daughter. When Aladdin couldn't find his wife and his palace, he immediately remembered the ring. So he gave it 3 rubs, and the genie appeared. "Great genie of the ring, where have my palace and wife gone?" "The dark wizard that trapped you in the cave years ago came back and took everything with him, your wife, the lamp, and the palace," responded the genie. "Can you bring them back to me?" asked Aladdin. "I'm sorry, my dear. My power is not strong enough to do that. But I can take you to the place where you can find them." Seconds later, Aladdin found himself between 2 walls in the dark wizard's palace. He snuck around very quietly until he found Halima. When he saw her, he wrapped her in his arms, and she frantically tried to explain everything that had happened. Together, they came up with a plan. The genie of the ring provided them with some poison, and Halima would find a way to give it to the dark wizard. That night, Halima served dinner and gave the dark wizard a glass of wine with the poison in it. She didn't take her eyes off of him until he finished the last drop. Almost immediately after the dark wizard drank the wine, he slumped over unconscious. Aladdin entered the room and grabbed the lamp from the dark wizard's bag and forcefully rubbed it until the genie came out. "I'm so happy to see you, my great friend," the genie said, smiling. "Take us back," ordered Aladdin. And the palace lifted up into the air and floated smoothly back to its original location next to the Sultan's palace. The Sultan and Aladdin's mother were both so happy to see their children again. They organized a great celebration, and everyone was invited to take part. Aladdin and Halima lived happily ever after, and you can still see their smiles every time someone shines an old kerosene lamp.